Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Waves of Waves. I hope you had a good weekend. We had an interesting weekend, very, very tiring weekend. We introduced a dog to my pussycat. And I just had to re-record this because my cat was all over the place. It's like fur flying and he's going a little nuts. The dog obviously is not in the house at the moment, so he's gone to work basically. But the cat is like sniffing around going, where is he? And he's a little bit sort of clingy this morning. We had to put the dog in the cage and then the cat could wander around. The dog is very young. I've done it before. I've introduced dogs to this cat before and they've gone on fine. So it is a matter of time because the dog is very young and very, very excitable. Ah dear, and very sweet and very welcome to the family, but cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria! That came out of Ghostbusters, the first one. But we have an interesting weekend and one of the things that's happened, he's bouncing all over the place and making the table wobble. Sorry about that. Okay, so one of the things that happened was all the protesters, and I'm so proud of them. Non-violent protest, yeah, okay, it's got to be done. And it was all around the world, and that was awesome. It was awesome to see lots of clips. You won't see it in the mainstream media. The mainstream media seems to avoid talks about things like that. And when you see thousands and thousands of people up and down London streets, all peaceful, all together, and then you hear the BBC reported that, a couple of hundred, nothing more. And you're like, BBC, go screw yourself. I mean, really. Come on, let's have some news. If you want some news, if you're going to do the news and you're going to call yourself the news, let's do it properly and not do your own propaganda rubbish. I also had, watched Alex Belfield, old micropenis. He's a very likeable guy. Yeah, and he's been screwed. I mean, like, physically, mentally, emotionally screwed by the BBC. And that's disgusting. That was disgraceful. If anyone can help Alex Belfield, I shared his video, the one last night, around because, yeah, he seems like a good guy. He's been under a lot of pressure. There is like an edge to him, even when he's laughing and joking and calling himself micropenis and things like that. He's, yeah, you can see there was something going on. Well, I could. It was like there was something boiling and bubbling, and he's been arrested, and it's like, guys. But he's managed to make an enemy of the BBC. And yeah, they are a formidable organisation. It's not cool. Not cool at all. So yeah, when these protests go out, I wish them the best. And I have protested before with them. But this weekend we were doing other things. So no, not this time. But yeah, it's a very, very scary world out there. And it's unpredictable and it's unsafe. And yeah, I often see when I went protesting, you could see the people in the crowd that didn't fit, and they were often the ones that kicked off with the police, and the camera people were following them mostly. And it's like, yeah, it's like a dance. It's like a choreographed dance, and everybody seems to sort of be pulled one way or the other, emotionally, physically, mentally. It's like, oh, this is bad. Oh, you're bad. Oh, let's fear this. And it's like somebody's pushing buttons on a computer for this response. And I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I pretty much can predict it, that all these protests around the world were predicted. Lets off a little steam in certain areas. Yeah. It's almost like we're being played. So, heaven forbid, we're being played. Do you mean to say somebody out there wants to get to a certain end, wants a certain manipulation to occur? Yeah. And that's the bigger picture. That's the interesting one. And my gut, my instinct says that's far more interesting than what's happening on sort of the supermarkets, whether little old ladies wear masks or not. And it's, yeah. So there's a bigger picture that is deeper and darker. And that's what I'm watching. And I can't see it on the media anywhere, so I can't say, oh, watch this link. You just see the shadows of it. Watch the shadows. There are shadows found of it in many, many areas, and that is the underlying shadow force that I'm very much aware of these days, because it's almost like they've had to sort of, they're pushing things faster, speeding things up, and it's not cool. It's not cool. I worry a lot, and it's like, shouldn't worry, just get on with it. Just enjoy the fact that this is spring, and this is the spring is here, and the vernal equinox, and yay, it's all happy, things are growing, and this winter is nearly over, so that we'll enjoy that part. Oh, and also I got trolled. I got trolled. There's a wonderful Facebook group, and yeah, there was a recommendation saying help, we need help, and it was called the Considerate Carnivores, and it's a butcher's down in Southampton, and they'd just opened up, and they were being trolled by vegans. Guys, this is a considerate butchers. You know, they're trying to do things ethnically and morally right, sourcing good meats, you know, and you're trolling them, you're telling them they shouldn't do it. What, we should all sort of factory farm? I'm keto at the moment. Mind you, over the weekend I had a Chinese, so I wasn't keto yesterday. However, I've been keto for the last nearly a year, and I'm very happy with it. I've been vegetarian, I've been vegan, I've been raw food. None of them really worked well for me. Absolutely none of them. And a lot of the time, the moral issue of eating meat, I'm well aware of. Okay, if there was another alternative, sort of vat-grown meat, they do the advertising for that really badly. Vat-grown meat grown from human, and it's like, go away. Why don't you just grow it from a pig? Then we'd be all happy. It's bacon. All right, if it smells like bacon, looks like bacon, and wasn't killed, I might try it. You know, I like bacon. I don't want substitute bacon, because it doesn't taste like bacon, and it's rather revolting. It's like, give me the meat. But the troll, yeah, I said, well done to a new business, and they were getting, they tried to make mincemeat of them, and it's like this. Here you have a business that is trying to be ethnically and morally correct, and because it's meat, they can never be that. So it's like, no, you're, yes, can you tell me why dead flesh you want to consume it? Because it keeps me so healthy and strong. My cat eats dead flesh. My cat's very good at catching mice and birdies, and usually there's a head missing, you know, when we pick it up. And yeah, it's good diet for him. Dogs, the puppy, she has a bowl full of meat, and it's totally natural for him. And you know what? It's in my nature too. So as a pagan, I'm going to eat meat because it's in my nature. I can't say I'm going to eat meat forever. If I change, I will adapt, and I'll adapt my diet. But I'm certainly not going to be done to do it because a bunch of vegans decide to troll an ethnically moral business on Facebook and sending me pictures of zombies, and people can, you know, sending me horrific pictures of farming animals. And these guys, you know, look, that's not going to help. It really isn't. Going after the factory farmers. In fact, I'll join you. We can go after the factory farmers. Let's see if we can bring moral and ethics into the way that the cattle industry is going. I mean, it's a very, very nasty area, some of the factory farmers. And I do try and eat organic. I can't always afford it. I do enjoy food every now and again. You know, I've got to eat, and I can't always afford the good stuff. So I am aware of the factory farms, and vegans have a point, and a really good one, and you should be fighting against it. It's like you're going after easy targets. Let's go after the easy people, the butchers, right? Rather than go after sort of the factory farmers, which is a huge industry, and it gets a bit complicated, and they'll probably sue the pants off you. But it's almost like the feminists do the same thing. Women's rights, all for it, absolutely. Let's go down to Saudi Arabia. Let's go down to Saudi Arabia and fight for women's rights. Because do you know what? My daughters have as much rights as I do, and we're doing all right here. So you don't actually need to fight us for women's rights. Let's go to the places of the world where you do have to fight for women's rights. But that's too easy. You know, it's too easy. Let's hit the easy target first. So yeah, the trolling vegans. I was aware that it was probably astroturfers. People just designed to... they're just designed to poison up a thread. and make it all go strange. And yeah, I'll accept the pictures, I'll accept them all, I'll accept the fact that you feel the need to troll me, and it's like, fine. But I don't need to take it. I can poke back a bit. There's some things where I think you've just got to absorb the impact. You take a deep breath and just take the hit. And the hit is that these people are probably astroturfers and they're being paid for it, so what the heck, just ignore it. It's not worth hitting them back because that's what they're used to. So it's like, fine, whatever, I'm just going to keep posting, well done, congratulations, it looks amazing, on ethnically moral butchers that are springing up all over the world, because I really appreciate the fact that they have ethnically and morally, ethics, the ethics is good, and they've morally sourced the where they get the meat, so I can go and buy things there and know that I'm not getting factory farmed or halal meat, because I find those are very cruel methods. So yeah, that was an interesting thing for me, because I haven't really been trolled a lot in a long time. So you're like, oh, this is fun, this is new. I do have a Twitter. I actually enjoy Twitter. People say, get off Twitter, it's a bad place. An awful lot of people who agree with me, and I agree with them, are you can pick your feeds. And I don't have an awful lot of people telling me I'm wrong about veganism on Twitter, surprisingly enough. But there's also Minds, Gab, Telegram. Telegram's good. I enjoy Telegram. And yeah, I've put my own groups together. Discord, I'm on Discord. I don't get Discord very well. But Sylvanus is surfer, as in the waves, surfing the waves. I put that together. So that was kind of fun. And yeah, I've still got products that I'm designing for my website. So you can buy hats and t-shirts and bikinis. And even kiddies one, all-in-one little onesies. They're quite cute. Right, that's all I've got time for you today. I love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other, and speak to you soon. Bye now.